Common sense, an essential subject from Vinipedia to common sense. The description appears to be somewhat contradictory because sometimes the sun has been described as the eyeball and sometimes as the outer space sphere. But there is no room for common sense in the injunctions of the stras. We must accept the description of the stras and concentrate more on the form of the verarpa than on common sense. Common sense is always imperfect, whereas the description in the stras is always perfect and complete. If there is any incongruity, it is due to our imperfection and not the stras. That is the method of approaching Vedic wisdom. Srila Prabhupada's books, lectures, conversations and letters offer a comprehensive presentation of this essential subject as seen in the Vinicote's common sense category. An introduction from his books is given below in the following 8 quotes. Quotes from Srila Prabhupada's books. We must accept the description of the stras and concentrate more on the form of the verarpa than on common sense. Common sense is always imperfect, whereas the description in the stras is always perfect and complete. If there is any incongruity, it is due to our imperfection and not the stras. That is the method of approaching Vedic wisdom. Armad Bh Gavatam 2.1. 30. This incarnation of Lord Buddha is not the same Buddha incarnation we have in the present history of mankind. According to RLAJ Bhagavtam, the Buddha incarnation mentioned in this verse appeared in a different Kali age. In the duration of life of one Manu there are more than 72 Kali Yugas, and in one of them the particular type of Buddha mentioned here would appear. Lord Buddha incarnates at a time when the people are most materialistic and preaches common sense religious principles. Armad Bh Gavatam 2.7. 37. One must understand Kaya in Tattva, truth. One should use his common sense and consider that if simply by chanting Kaya's holy name one is purified, how then can the person Kaya be immoral? Unfortunately, mundane fools are accepted as educational leaders and are offered exalted posts for teaching irreligious principles to the general populace. This is explained in Armad Bh Gavatam 7.5.31. And Yathantarapan Yaman. Kaitanya Karatam Ta, Madhya LL 4.133. The word stra is derived from the DH2, or verbal root, as DH2 pertains to controlling or ruling. A government's ruling through force or weapons is called astra. Thus whenever there is ruling, either by weapons or by injunctions, the SDH2 is the basic principle. Between astra, ruling through weapons, and stra, ruling through the injunctions of the scriptures, the better is stra. Our Vedic scriptures are not ordinary law books of human common sense. They are the statements of factually liberated persons unaffected by the imperfectness of the senses. Kaitanya Karatam Ta, DLL 17.157. So far as common sense is concerned, we come to the conclusion that there are 3 identities, namely matter, spirit and superspirit. Now if we go to the Bhagavad Gita, or the Vedic intelligence, we can further understand that all 3 identities, namely matter, individual spirit, and the superspirit, are all dependent on the Supreme Personality of Godhead. The Super Self is a partial representation or plenary portion of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Armad Bh Gavatam 2.2. 35. To common sense the description in this verse appears to be somewhat contradictory because sometimes the sun has been described as the eyeball and sometimes as the outer space sphere. But there is no room for common sense in the injunctions of the stras. Armad Bh Gavatam 2.1. 30. To prepare oneself for his next life is common sense, and it is a principle of the Vedic civilization, but presently people throughout the world do not believe in a next life. Even influential professors and other educators say that as soon as the body is finished, everything is finished. Kaitanya Karatam Ta, DLL 9.43. There are millions of suns. We can see one only. So if one sun created by God can do so much work, can distribute so much heat and light, just imagine how much powerful is the creator of the sun. This is common sense. Armad Bh Gavatam Lecture 5 September 1972 New Vrindavanna.